Hello everyone, this is I'm Jermaine, and I'm gonna just stream for you a little bit. Capture some. There was some questions in /r/cast it, and I'm gonna particularly refer to. Let me pull the thread up. I'm gonna particularly refer to this one post on /r/cast it. There it is. Make sure I have that set right. Yeah. What are some specific settings people would like to see in a caster? And There's some great stuff on here like avoid lag, health bars. People like to watch casts with pretty high settings. And then I just said, and I posted out a pretty long post. You see that? Yeah, I think you can see that. It's all right here. It's a pretty long post, but it doesn't really show you. So I figured I would just show you guys. We'll load up a replay of mine, and we'll just look at the options that I use. And I feel like this will be really helpful to anybody that's new to casting, that's just like brand new out of the box. I've set up my XSplit. Now what? And hopefully this is helpful. Let me turn that off. So you nerds don't steal my stuff. Alright. Alright. So we're back to Starcraft 2. Alright, first things are first. When you're going to be casting, your casting settings and your playing settings are different. When I play, right, I play texture quality low and graphics quality low. I don't want to be lagging in a game. But when I cast, it's all about how it looks, not about how you want to be safe. So texture quality for my computer, I just go with the suggested settings, and for me that's ultra for texture quality and extreme for graphics quality, and I leave everything else here by default. And most of the time this is like everything at the highest. What actually isn't the highest? What's the difference between extreme and... Oh, there's extreme and custom. Oh, so I have everything on the absolute highest here. And that's imperative, right? If you go over to sound, I have my master volume set to 44%. I turn music on when I cast. This way that it's not just my voice, so you can hear it kick in. It's not just my voice. And I should be having this on. Continuous background. No, I don't know if I like that on or not. I almost like the breaks. We'll see. Tell me what you think. But and I have that set to 27%. For enable sound, I have all the sounds on and all set to 25%. Every single sound's important. Ambient sounds, sound effects, interface sounds, movement, response, and air sound. I have the game volume during alerts set to 30%. That way you can hear the alerts more specifically. Output device I have set to default. And speaker setup I have set to stereo. This is 2 stereo for headphones or standard 2 speaker, so I just do. I leave these 2 things off. Reverb just decreases your performance slightly, and I don't want to push my computer too much. And then play in background I have turned off because that's always annoying. Sound quality, set that to low. I don't think it matters a whole lot. StarCraft 2 sound doesn't rely on the crispness of sound. So that's your sound tab. If you go with me now on the left hand side, go to voice. I just turn voice chat off. I have that off all the time. It's literally always off for me. I turned it off as soon as I bought this computer. I think it's voice chat in Blizzard games has always been terrible. They make great games, but they just have not figured out how to implement voice yet. Alright. Controls. I have my mouse sensitivity set to 51. That's personal preference. That doesn't matter at all. Mouse wheel needs to be set to zoom. That way you can scroll. And like if you think of the GSL effect, where they invert the screen and then scroll in and zoom in on the command center, that's what that does. Zoom in with mouse wheel forward, zoom out with mouse wheel backward. I have enabled mouse scroll on, obviously. You set that to 20% all the way down. That's personal preference, obviously. That's just for me. But we'll talk about how to actually scroll here momentarily. If you go to the gameplay tab with me now, I have show unit status bars set to always, both for playing and for casting. It's just important to see it all. Show flyer help always. I debate whether to turn this off sometimes for casting, but it is nice to see where the actual position of the flyer is on the ground. Smart camera pan I have turned off. I would much rather just do it myself. Display build grid, that only applies when you are playing, so I just leave it on. Reduce violence. Well, that's dumb. Why would you ever reduce the violence in StarCraft 2? Replay, save all replays, that's for just your playing purposes. Display replay time information. It is critical that you have this set to off. It is so critical that that is set to off, because if it's not, then you're just showing people the replay time when you start. Menu bar mode, I have it set to hidden. That way, like the F10 options that you'll see on the top of your screen all the time, that's tacky looking. You don't want that. Control groups set to unclickable. That's mostly for when I play. I always click them, but you can set that to hidden if you would like for when you cast. Show alerts I have set to on. Show game timer is on because it's important for people to know what, so that you even as a caster can know, man, we're at the 20-minute mark in this game. That is unreal. Display at world object tooltips, I turn that off. Nobody cares if there's a statue or a bug on the map. Nobody cares really. Display gameplay tooltips, that's critical because sometimes you might look at a picture in the production tab and go, I have no idea what that is. So I set that to on. And display command hotkey text, that's for when I play, but that's also, you can always add in a little bit of information when you're casting. Like, so the player has his command center set to 4, SCVs are S, so it's interesting how he must move his hands to hit 4S to build SCVs. You can always just use that if you want to, you can turn that off. Disable toast notifications, in case for somehow you get an achievement during the middle of one of your broadcasts. You don't want this thing coming up saying it and ruining your show. I turn my mature language filter off. Set status to busy when playing a game. I think that's one of the most critical ones here. Everything else here is sort of your own preference. That's not related to casting. But this way your friends can't message you in the midst of a game and then you're just like, no, you ruined my cast, because you don't want your friends like, what's up bro, want a party tonight? Like in the middle of your scream. But yeah, those are the settings. If you have any questions about those, please post them in the comments box. And now we're going to go into this, what an end game looks like, and we're going to just load up one of my replays. Keep in mind a lot of these settings are going to be on low, because still am playing with low settings that haven't been completely updated yet. And actually those are about high and ultra, never mind. So we're going to just kick this up a little bit just so we can get through the replay. So once again, you want to set this down so this is always down so the people can't see how long the replay is. And when you're casting, it is critical that you have the production tab open. That's hotkey D. If you don't know what's going on, neither does your audience, and that's a bad thing, right? The second critical thing you want to have up before you start your cast is Control N. Brings up the nameplates. You can even do that after you introduce your players. Be like, you know, over here in the right position of the map Shadow Temple, you have the Red Zerg Tasman, and in top position, Amjaman. Control N, you know. So that's okay, but just make sure that tab is up. It gives you a great ability to just remember the players' names, because if you cast a lot of replays, you're going to forget people's names. And it also gives you a quick look at the supply count as well. So production tab is critical. Don't be afraid to jump over to different tabs. You know, if a big battle's about to happen, and you just want to be like, oh yeah, 15 drones to 16 drones. I would win in this battle. Or units lost tab. Wow, they both have traded equally as effective as the other. Or the income. Wow, Amjaman seems to be making a little bit more money than his opponent because of his drone spread. Yeah, so we're going to fast forward here. Just as the game goes, make sure your eyes are glued here in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen and here in the top left-hand corner of your screen to know what engagements are going down. I got some drones for free. That felt good. That felt good. Now, another critical thing that you'll want to do here is during big battles, you want to kill the UI. You want to kill that UI. Because if a big engagement's going to happen, look at him attack those rocks. And there's an engagement here at my natural that I crushed. And I chased him back like a moron for some reason. But yeah, so keep in mind that Control W. Another thing we want to keep in mind is the V hotkey. Rather than going at the start of the game, you go, well, what can Amjaman see? Selecting or just hitting 1. Oh wait, that's Tasman, and his every player game's on. That looks gross, right? You want to always stay on E and go to Amjaman and hold V over that unit. Now you see everything that I can see. Another thing you want to do that I'm doing without even like thinking about is scroll with the mouse wheel. In a game, you scroll like this, right? That's, oh, what's he doing down here? Oh my gosh, box, box, box. No, when you're casting, if you only have to go a short distance, you want to scroll with your mouse. Scroll slowly with your mouse. Go from here to here. Not like a moron. Okay, just hold the mouse wheel in and push in the direction you want to go. Hold the mouse wheel in and push in the direction you want to go. Right? Use the mini map any other time. See there I missed a little bit on the mini map? I'm going to scroll on down with the mouse wheel. Another big thing you can do if you want to get a different angle at a battle, like here I really want to see him taking these rocks out at a different angle. The insert key twists the screen that way. It twists the screen clockwise, and the delete key twists it counterclockwise. Another thing, remember, we did just turn on was the mouse wheel scroll. Look at those roaches. So you want to go over to his main and you want to be like, in the top position, I'm your man. See, you could do stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much the basics of UI. Other than that, I mean, like what I said, constantly have that D tab open. Constantly have this Control N open. Scroll with your mouse. Not, nah, I'm a moron. And use your insert key and use your mouse wheel scroll. All right, and the V. I think V's critical because you don't want to be like, or 2, 1. It's silly. Just use V, man. In addition to that, is there anything else I'm forgetting? I don't think so. Oh, if you want to have like some kind of overlay up or some kind of like webcam, right? I don't have my webcam set onto this for some reason. Oh yeah, I do, but it's not on this display piece. Put it here or here in these blank spots, right? Because this way you're not blocking the command card. Because I think that's a crucial piece of like stuff is the command card. So put your webcam here or your advertisement here. I think it's even better to cover this up than the command card. Covering this up is obviously your last resort too, but yeah. So Control W, V, mouse wheel, insert or delete, and I think you'll have a much better looking cast than if you're just like this. But yeah, let's just watch this final engagement so I can be like, yeah, I'm really good in Platinum. But, and obviously critical that you don't want people knowing, oh, this game's almost over, because that makes this last attack literally the dumbest thing ever. I was so worried about this engagement, and then I realized I'm 40 supply ahead. But, that's it. Look, Passenging Land is just about to finish for him. If you were here, you wouldn't have any idea. He didn't even GG, can you believe that? Yeah, so, as far as in-game observing settings go, that's what I do. If you have any suggestions, please let me know in the video comments. When it comes to setting up my replay, I always have my overlay on, right? And then before I start XSplit, I always start the game, then go to XSplit and turn on the local recording, right? Because there's nothing worse than like having to fill an extra 10 seconds when you really shouldn't have to worry about it. They do that in the GSL too. There's nothing exciting about, dude, he's making an SCV. Man, look at him make that SCV. Just start the game, let it get 10-15 seconds in, and, you know, and then hit local record. That way you're just be like, wow, we're able to announce the players, and there's going to be tech chosen relatively shortly. That's what I do. That's your own personal opinion, obviously. But I hope this guide has helped a little bit. Just go back to the video and remember the hotkeys. The hotkeys are critical. For just a smooth broadcast, make sure you know your XSplit hotkeys. Because a lot of the time I'll think that I hit like my XSplit hotkey for desktop, Control 0, and I just don't. I'm like, oh, Control 0, and then this is what you see the entire time. If you ever do any casting for any leagues or anything, make sure you have a webcam too. I have a webcam set on 3 or 2, so the aspect ratio makes my face look ridiculous. But you want to have a webcam set up too. That way people can see you and be like, "Hey, this product's awesome. You should buy PS Vista," or something stupid like that. I have fish that you can't see, but I have fish. So yeah. Just look at those settings. Hopefully this guide's helped. Hopefully it hasn't been too much of me rambling and making stupid points. But if it's helped, throw a thumbs up. If you got any suggestions, please throw them in the comment box. I'd love to hear about it. And subscribe to the channel if you liked it. There'll be more of these help casters videos, and there will obviously be more casting from I'm Your Man. I hope you all have a fantastic afternoon, and good luck, have fun.